Agnes Gitau, the executive director of the Eastern African Association, responsible for EU-UK markets, was part of a Kenyan diaspora group that met recently with King Charles III at Buckingham Palace. Now, the meeting was part of Britain's latest overtures to Kenya, largest economy in East Africa. A few days later, King Charles went further on a boots-on-the-ground visit to Nairobi. Joining us to discuss Britain's latest extension of friendship, hand of friendship to Kenya, is Agnes Gitau, as we mentioned, who sits on the board of the GBS Africa, as well as the head of the Eastern Africa Association for Europe and the UK. Great Friday evening to you in London. Thank you so much for joining with us. So, can you tell us about this latest warming up to Kenya by the UK, this time, of course, by King Charles III?
Thank you very much for having me. So the latest visit to Kenya by King Charles and Queen Camilla really signifies the relationship, the long-standing relationship between Kenya and the UK, and also that Kenya, in that part of Africa, is a cornerstone for UK-Africa engagement. So this just cements a long-standing relationship that dates back over 7 decades ago.
All right, I think this is King Charles' first trip out of Europe as a monarch, and first trip, I guess, to the Commonwealth as its head. You were at Buckingham Palace at the Kenya-UK diaspora dinner. What was the main focus of that reception? What was King Charles really apologizing for?
And so the UK Kenya diaspora invitation to the palace before King Charles visited Kenya was really again to show the economic contribution of Kenyan diaspora in the UK, but also really an opportunity to appreciate the role Kenyans like myself have played in contributing to UK economy. We have about 90,000 Kenyans living and working in the UK in various sectors, from financial services, healthcare, manufacturing sector, really making an impact in the UK's economy. And I think this invitation to Buckingham Palace is a gesture really of showing the importance of the diaspora in really cementing the relationships that already exist between Kenya and the UK.
All right. Rwanda has made a lot of news over the last 24 hours by removing visa restrictions for all Africans in an effort to strengthen ties on the continent. What do you think King Charles, with his visits to Nairobi, what do you think he's looking at as far as trying to strengthen those ties between both countries? Do you think there could be a visa arrangement, for example, for trips between both countries?
I must commend President Kagame for this gesture, really opening markets for Africans to access Rwanda in the era of when you're promoting ACFTA. And before this interview, I saw you were speaking on the ongoing meeting between AGOA and ACFTA. So this is a great gesture. You're aware that Kenyan president has also indicated that there are plans for Kenya to open up Kenyan market for all Africans. They can get visa on arrival, or they can visit Kenya without visas. But that has not really been confirmed. But there is that intention. Ethiopia also opened up their market, their borders. All Africans can get visa on arrival when we're going to Ethiopia. I think this is an important gesture by Africans. You know very well how difficult it is for Africans to travel in the continent, right? And regarding your question about Kenyans accessing the UK market, I think it should be an opportunity, not just Kenyans, but members of the Commonwealth. I think members of the Commonwealth must be able to access UK market and must be welcome to UK, just like we welcome them in the continent. So I do hope that this further strengthens and opens up market not only for our goods and services, but also for our people.
Exactly. I mean, you export tea, you've got horticulture and so on and so forth, flowers and all that. So you've got a lot of, as far as exports are concerned. So what do you think President Ruto would be placing on the table for a stronger bilateral relationship with the United Kingdom? Because, I mean, Kenya has options. I mean, President Ruto went to Silicon Valley, I think Chicago as well, Illinois. So he was on the West Coast in the Midwest in the United States. It looks like Kenya is spreading its wings as far as his relationship is concerned, and might not have to rely that much on the UK. So it looks like he's got some options here, President Ruto and the people of Kenya. Well, what do you think?
Rightly put, 7 decades ago, Kenya probably didn't have as many partners as we do now. You're absolutely right that the president has been to the US. He just got back from China, and he's been to other countries, right? The Malaysian president was in Kenya, and we've seen other dignitaries coming to the continent, right? This really opening Kenya's market, diversifying our investment sources, but also our bilateral partners. So the UK, really, the position it held 7 decades ago, that has completely changed, right? But so going forward, this partnership, really, as you understand, we have really some painful history, given that Britain ruled Kenya under a very, very difficult period where I think it's about 10,000, researchers say 10,000 freedom fighters were killed. But going forward, this is an open, modern relationship, equal partnership based on economic development, where Kenya and the UK can benefit both economically, and our people can really reap the benefits of these relations.
All right, we'll end it on that positive note. An open, equal relationship based on economics between the UK and Kenya, and of course trade. Agnes Gitau, Executive Director, UK Europe East African Association, thank you so much for talking to us. We appreciate your time.